January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year to the ones that celebrate it. I'm going to talk about my little cousin. It's part 3 of that. I'm going to attempt to not pause, but sometimes it just get real, like too real. So I'm going to pause and take a little breather. I'm going to come right back. Martin Luther King Day of last year, which was the 16th, was when I found out my little cousin was killed at 20. It was coming up on a year from my grandfather and my dad being gone. And this day was just weird in general. Because, like I said, it was a year coming up. So there were certain things around that time I would do. Like Martin Luther King Parade in St. Pete. The car shows. Really not the parade, but more of the car shows. I was into that. And I did not go. I just sat. I meditated. I was out here. When I mean out here, out in nature. That's what I did. All right, so January 16th, 2022. I got up. At that time, well, not a regular day, but just different. When I grieve certain time periods, I don't celebrate holidays, but like certain calendar holidays, when that time comes up, there's a certain energy that I would get because I have memories of those time periods or those days. So grieving is different from everybody. Some people watch with timing. Some people watch. There's just, I keep saying watch, but some people deal with these things. They're different triggers. Sometimes different events around the calendar can be very triggering. This day wasn't triggering. There's just certain things that I did that I wasn't doing that day because of grief. Like I said, I didn't partake in the ratchet events that I would usually partake in. Gotta have some humor in this, right? So I was just chilling. I took some mushrooms, and my trip was amazing. I honestly believe if I didn't take mushrooms that day, me finding out would have went the other way. So in a way, I'm glad that I took my shrooms that day. So my trip is going along, and I'm chilling. I was already at my peak. Now I'm just laying down. I'm laying down listening to music. I get that phone call. A phone call comes from my grandma. I wasn't about to have anybody mess with my trip, so I didn't pick up. That nobody was going to mess up my trip at all. I'm going to come back to you. So I wait for about 10 minutes, and then I'm just sitting in the bed, and then I get a text message, and the text message is, "Please call me." So my grandmother said. So, of course, if y'all watched any other video, y'all know when I get certain calls from people or certain messages, it's like, what's next? I'm going to stop really quick and I'm going to explain this. With it being the top of the year, I have that anxiety of, okay, who I'm going to lose next? I shouldn't have that, but it's been going on so much. It's going to turn around though. So that's the way I was feeling when I got that phone call. I called my grandmother back after I read the text message. So like I said, I called my grandmother back. And she said, "Hey, I'm sorry to break this to you like this. Or I'm sorry to tell you one of them." And she was like, Sadiq was killed. And I remember saying, "What?" And she said, "Sadiq was killed." And then right then and there, it was a pause, like the pause I just had. And I said I'm gonna call you back. And that's how I found out my cousin was killed. 20 years old. It was like, I can't say kid. That man been through a lot. I'm not going to get into this could have been this and that. That comes for another breakdown. I just wanted to explain how I found out. I mean, it hurt. Like I said, that was my first cousin, my dad's nephew, named after me. Like, so many things. Like, he was like me in so many ways. And he really was dealt a bad hand. But this is what I learned in general. You can't help who you lay down with. No, I said that completely wrong. Way fucked up. Excuse me. You can help who you lay down with and have children with. It may sound harsh, but I mean, it is what it is. You can. I think that was the worst news that I've heard in a while. And that was like at the top of the year. So getting all of that at the top of the year. And mind you, you're grieving other issues. So yeah, it didn't process quickly at all. And then I was already going through life in general. Like, just because somebody dying don't mean life gonna stop. That's for anybody. And I laugh because it's true. Like, once that person in the ground, once them funeral arrangements, whatever the case is, like, shit's gonna be way different. Life for other people still gonna go on. You may not know how to deal with it, but you gotta take it minute by minute. Like, really, you gotta take it second by second, because it's nothing to play with. This shit is real. But that's the end of this one. That's still a lot to even talk about it. It's just different. I got some more coming, like some more videos. Pretty much, I'm gonna break down how things happened when I got home for, like, well, my pops. I'm gonna break that down, because I know I'm not the only person that had to go through those type of things. I'm gonna leave it at that. But that's gonna be good. That's just like, because if I learned from it, it's like somebody gotta learn from this, yo. I'm not the only. I just know I'm not the only person going through this. I just know how to deal with it in a certain way. But no, I'm not okay. I'm just resilient.